Ray Oldsmobile in Park Ridge and by the Mount Prospect State Bank.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rick Grant, along with...
Welcome to Schaumburg High School, where we have the Schaumburg Saxons against the Prospect Knights in an MSL showdown.
We're getting ready for the kickoff here. Prospect lost the toss, so Schaumburg is elected to receive the ball. Prospect will be kicking off. They'll have the wind to their back. It's a wind at about 10 to 15 mile an hour clip today.
Well, Schaumburg likes to pass the ball, and it's going to be real difficult for them to try to pass the ball with the way the weather is tonight.
It is Parents' Day, and it is the home opener for Schaumburg as they're coming out on the field. And they can see the Knights on the other side of the field in white with the blue trimming, and they've got a real uphill battle, at least according to what the records have been this season. This Prospect comes into the game 1-2. They lost last week 13-0 to Forest View, and Schaumburg coming in 2-1 into this game, and they're battling for the lead, I guess, with Conant as one of their...
Right, Conant is, they've always been a real power in the MSL South, and this year they're going to have a little opposition because they've got Forest View, who we had last night, beat Hoffman Estates in overtime, 6-3, which was a real toughly fought battle. And they've also got the Schaumburg team, who's got a lot of experience, a lot of people who came back from last year, and they've got Sarazani, who's a real tough coach.
And he brought that powerful passing offense with him from Palatine from a couple of years ago, and I guess he's really got it precisioned to what he wants this year already.
And he's got a good quarterback, Paul Justin. We've talked enough about him already. He's as you mentioned, he's an all-state candidate. Got a strong arm, got real good height, 6'3". He's got the numbers to be a good quarterback, and I'm sure he's a hot prospect around this area.
Okay, we're getting ready for the kickoff.
Before we start, I'd like to announce the referees. We got Mike Bailey as a referee. The umpire is Tom Belly. Head lineman Ed Bone. Line judge Bob Hania, and the back judge is Tom Hallberg. Tom McNeil is kicking off for Prospect. Number 53.
So Tom McNeil getting all set to kick the ball off here, making sure everybody is on the field that belongs there. Who's 83?
He's also the captain of the defensive team, Tom McNeil is.
McNeil getting ready now. I don't know who's...
Bill Cantrell is back to receive for Schaumburg.
In the kickoff, it's a low spiral, bounces on about the 15-yard line. Picked up by number 30.
Matt Sepsi, who's one of the...
Matt Semsey.
Who's one of the ends on the defense for Schaumburg.
So the Schaumburg Saxons will have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 28. Paul Justin, the quarterback.
Well, Schaumburg's got to be pumped up here, Rick. Their home opener. They know that they've got a real good shot here in the MSL South, and this is what it's all about.
Well, he's got Stankston in the backfield along with David Floyd. Let's see how they come out here. In motion right now, number 31. He fakes and he's rolling out to his right. Over the middle to the tight end, Everett for a first down.
Well, when we had the game earlier this year against Hersey, Everett would turn out to be one of Justin's favorite receivers, and we talked about the passing attack at the beginning of the game. They came out firing the ball right away.
They don't waste any time. Paul Justin, all-state candidate at quarterback this year. So a 19-yard pickup on the first play of the game. Schaumburg already looking like they're establishing their passing game. First down on the 46-yard line of Schaumburg. Our second play of the game, he fakes, goes to his second back. And that's Sangstock. To the right side, he picks up about 4 on the carry.
Sangstock's a real tough runner. Got good strength, knows how to pick his holes, and he's all set. There you see Paul Justin, 6'3", 180. He's got good numbers for a quarterback, and he drops back in the pocket real well.
And he's got that height that's so important nowadays because of the defensive lineman being ever so tall, and the offensive lineman in front of him. No longer can you get away being 5'10" as a quarterback.
Everybody seems to be getting bigger and bigger each year.
It's 2nd down and 6 at the midfield line. Justin, a quick pop over the middle. That's David Floyd, the fullback.
And I think he got
Looks
enough
like
for a first down.
He did get enough for the first down.
Well, Schaumburg's coming out moving the ball real well. Very good offensive drive so far for Schaumburg.
And they have been mixing it up quite well. It's 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line of Prospect. The defensive Prospect is going to have to just tighten up here and try to bog down this potent offense. Justin falls, but he gets the handoff before that happened. And under that pile.
Looked like Sangstock again.
Well, it is.
Oh, there was a fumble there.
Well, there was a fumble on that play. We couldn't see because of the piling on over there.
Jeff Stebner, the guard, picked up the ball, so Schaumburg has control. That would have been a big break for Prospect had they recovered that fumble.
But now it's 2nd down and 8, and they did pick up a couple of yards on that fumble recovery. 2nd and 8 from the 42. Justin. Over the middle, complete. And that is number 12,
Mike
Howlett. And he picks up another first down.
You got to give Justin a lot of credit. He held his composure in the backfield there. He was being rushed by a couple of Prospect defenders, and he held his ground and threw it right at the perfect time for Howlett.
He just looked like he knows what he wants to do, and nobody's going to stop him, at least at this point. Now they got the ball 1st and 10 on their 33. Make that on the Prospect 33. Justin on a quick handoff to number 33, Sangstock. He picks up a couple of more yards.
Sangstock was the workhorse on this Schaumburg team when we had the game against Hersey earlier this year, and he looks like he might be shaken up a little bit on the field.
He's an important cog in this offensive machine, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And he gained. He's got a couple of games where he's gained over 100 yards, I believe. And this is the running attack that we were talking about earlier in the pregame that last year they really didn't have. They didn't establish the running game, but this year they've done a real good job. As a matter of fact, the first game that they played against, I believe it was Maine East, Elgin, they had 150 yards running and 150 yards passing. So he's done a real good job in a year to get the running game established.
And that's so important because if you have the balance, you can do so many things. You see the injured player down on the field. That is John Sangstock, one of the better runners in this Mid-Suburban League South.
So far, Sangstock has 4 carries for 16 yards, and Justin is 2 for 2 for 28 yards passing. So they're mixing it up pretty well on this first drive.
They've done everything perfect, and even when they fumbled the ball, they recovered it and picked up some yardage. So
it's got to be Parents' Day here at Schaumburg.
That's the only thing to explain it. It has to be. There you see the mascot for the Saxons. Anybody that's not sure what a Saxon is?
I'll tell you one thing, though. He's at least got the right gear on to stay warm today.
He's lucky the weather wasn't what it was 2 days ago when it was 88 and sunny, or we may see him in a bathing suit.
And a beard. That would have been it.
Oh, yeah, got to keep that beard on there. The cheerleaders looking intently on for the...
I'm sorry, but Sangstock is still down on the ground there. He really got shaken up.
You have to hope that he'll get up from this. The longer he stays down, that makes it more frightening because obviously the injury is more intense than you would think it would be.
Yeah, when we did the game with Schaumburg and Hersey earlier this year, it was when we had our 90-degree heat wave, and it was about 85 that night, and there was a lot of muscle spasms that went on out there, and muscle cramps, and I don't think that's the problem here.
Well, it could possibly be tightened up because of the dampness and the cool weather, but we'll never know until we get the official word. I, of course, am not an MD or a PhD, so I don't want to even guess what may have happened to him.
He's being helped off, so I think it's more than a cramp.
This current drive is 42 yards on 6 plays. And that's gotten the Schaumburg Saxons all the way. There's Sangstock going off the field now. 5'10", 175-pound junior fullback.
And Tom Sarzani's got to be happy that he'll be back next year, but he's got to be a little concerned with what may be wrong with him now, because he's walking up very gingerly.
And the clock is now started again. 9:08 left in the first quarter. 2nd and 7. Justin on a play fake. Over the middle to number 31. Came in to replace Sangstock. And we're going to
see that again.
That was Jeff Dudan coming in.
There you see the reception by Dudan, and the pass routes that the receivers are running for Justin, they're getting wide open, and that's what we were talking about before. The pressure is on the Prospect High School defensive backfield, and so far they haven't answered the challenge.
But this Justin is so poised when he wants to throw the ball. I mean, this guy is just...
He's doing it for him. He's doing the job for him.
He's doing everything that has to be done, and he doesn't fluster easily. There's a handoff to the second man through. That's Dudan. He might go all the way. He does. Nobody near him for the touchdown.
Boy, that was a great play. Crossed up the whole Prospect High School defensive team.
Coming in to replace Sangston, and all he does on his second carry is run in for a touchdown, a 19-yarder.
Great play by Schaumburg. And Justin did a great job in hiding the football, faking it to the first. We're going to see it again here. There it is. And you see how there was no problem for doing it once he got across the line of scrimmage to get into the end zone for a touchdown. But what Justin did that was so important there was he held onto the ball, and faked it the first runner through, and then handed off to Duden, and that's what opened him up for the touchdown. That drive took 8 plays, 72 yards, and only 3:31 off the clock.
So coming in is Kurt Farnham for the extra point attempt. It's a high snap. They're going to have to go for the 2 points. The holder picks up, throws it almost for an extra point, but that's not going to count. Throwing it over the goalpost.
No, you got to
I
kick
guess
it.
Maybe he thought he could sneak a point by maybe the ref not noticing it.
That might have something to do with the weather on that snap, too. That was a high snap, but everything was going so well for Schaumburg. That's the only bad thing about that drive that happened was the extra point attempt.
So the ever so important botch up on that extra point makes it only 6-0, and this is what, maybe the break that Prospect needs, because now if they can score a touchdown and get the extra point, they're suddenly in front after having absolutely no defense on that first drive.
No, they had no defense at all. Schaumburg just took the ball and marched right down the field. But that extra point could loom important if Prospect can get their defense together and score some points.
It's 6-0, 9:29 left in the first quarter. The home Schaumburg Saxons on top. Getting ready to kick off will be Kurt Farnham. Deep for Prospect. He's number 33, Steve Calzaretta. And I believe that's number 11, John Doyle.
And also number 15,
It's a high kick, but it's not too deep. It's taken by one of the up men. And it's a 6-yard return. Andy Berry, the tight end, took that pretty short. And Prospect will now go 1st and 10 from their own 30, trailing 6-0.
And here we see quarterback Jeff Tierney bringing out his troops. He's a 6 foot, 170-pound junior. Remember last year they had Russ Menswar, who was their quarterback last year, and a real good field leader. And we'll see if Jeff Tierney learned anything from Menswar.
Here's Tierney now. They've got three backs in that backfield. He's going to throw on the first play. Looking over the middle. Almost caught, and then also almost intercepted because that ball was flipped up in the air.
That ball was intended for number 82, Dan Reese, 6 foot, 365-pound, 185-pound tight end. And that ball could have been caught. It was right there on target, but he's lucky that he didn't tip that ball into one of the Schaumburg defender's hands.
Right, because the defense was actually in that area where a tip could really hurt you. It's a good call, though. They're coming out throwing. 2nd and 10 now, still on their own 30, 6-0 Schaumburg. In motion, number 44, Ken Pilch. They're going to throw again. And that's going to be picked off by number 12.
Howlett, who picked that ball off.
Howlett with the interception.
He picked that off.
Just what you don't need to do if your prospect is give Schaumburg the ball right back in your territory.
He picked that ball off at the 45-yard line. Here, we're going to see it again. He picked it off at the 45-yard line. That ball was just overthrown, and Howlett was in the right place at the right time. Returned about 15 yards all the way down to the 30. I'm sorry, all the way down to about the 25. Return that 20 yards. So that's what Prospect was not looking for. They were trying to pass it, open up the Schaumburg defense, and backfired on them.
Well, now Tony Reeves on the defense and Tom McNeil are going to have to tighten up here if they want to keep Prospect in this ballgame. Justin to the second man.
That was Pat Teep, 5'11", 175-pound senior,
And the
number
middle
20.
linebacker, number 20, Pat Teep. Middle linebacker Tom McNeil made the stop, but not before there was a pickup of 1 yard. 2nd and 9 on the 26-yard line of the Prospect Knights. It's already 6-0 Schaumburg with 7:20 left in the first quarter. Justin again to the second man. That looks like it's going to be Teep again. And he picks up about 2 or 3 yards over the left side.
Pat Teep is in for Nick Panzik. If you remember in the Hersey game that we did earlier again this year, Nick Panzik was a real good running back for Schaumburg. Gained close to 70 yards that game, I believe, and he's in for, Pat Teep is in for the injured Nick Panzik.
Well, he picked up a yard. It'll be 3rd and a long 8 for the Saxons. They're on the 25-yard line of Prospect. I look for Justin to throw on this one.
Definitely.
There's the play fake. He's going to go down. Maybe he was in the grasp. They don't call it. It's just an incomplete pass.
Well, you know, the way they've moved the football and the way the defense held down Prospect offensively, anyway, in the first series, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here. 3rd and 8, or 4th and 8. I'm sorry.
4th and 8.
And they're down deep in Prospect's territory.
Yeah, they are going to go for it. But with the field wet like this, I guess you don't want to try a 35-yard field goal.
Yeah, anything.
Especially with the first extra point attempt when they couldn't even get that one off correctly. In motion number 31, Justin rolling out over the middle to Howlett. Touchdown again for Schaumburg.
Excellent play. And again, that was caught by Howlett, number 12. Great play by Justin. Boy, he hit him right on the numbers, right in stride. Couldn't have put that ball in any perfect position than he did. We're going to see it again, and watch how perfect Justin hits Howlett here over the middle. Perfect strike.
You know, you got to give Holland a lot of credit already because he's the one who intercepted the pass a couple of minutes ago to get them in this field position, and now he scores the touchdown.
Well, he deserved that touchdown. We got an injured Knight on the field. I can't get the number. As soon as we can find out who that is, we'll let you know.
McNeil, the linebacker, one of their star defensive players, and they're going to need him. He walks, looks like he's okay as he's trotting off the field. If they lose him, they could really be in trouble. They're already down 12-0 Prospect.
Yeah, I think he might have had the wind knocked out of him there. And that scoring drive took only 4 plays, 28 yards, and used up 2:25 on the clock.
You know, Terry, at this rate, we may get into triple figures today for Schaumburg.
It's looking like it right now. They're going to see if they can.
There's a snap. Howlett holding. Farnham, it's blocked.
Well, Prospect's doing a good job on the extra points.
So, once again, Prospect gets maybe what you might call a moral victory. They've stopped him again on the extra point attempt, and it's 12-0, and that could keep him in the game.
Definitely. Before we have the kickoff here, I'd like to mention this game is being brought to you by Flaherty Jewelers in downtown Arlington Heights, by the Mount Prospect State Bank, and also by Ray Oldsmobile in Park Ridge.
So a 12-0 game with 5:27 remaining in the first quarter. Schaumburg on top. It's Parents' Day. It's cool. It's cloudy. A little bit of rain.
Feels like it might snow.
Farnham going to kick off.
And again, we
They
have
got 3 men deep for Prospect.
number 33, Steve Calzaretta. Looks like number 15 is in there too, Solomon Song. And I can't see who the other number is.
He's kicking into the wind. Let's see if he keeps it lower. Well, there's another high floater. Taken by the middleman. There's a fumble. But Prospect falls on it. Number 15 with the recovery, Solomon Song.
Well, Schaumburg is pointing that they have the football. I don't know who it is right now. Prospect doesn't look too happy.
If they did, they must have snuck somebody out from under the ground like a groundhog because he fell right on the ball.
Prospect got it back.
Prospect did recover it.
By number 11, John Doyle.
John Doyle. I thought that was Song, but it was Solomon's Song, and they may be singing some praise for him today for saving them on that one.
I'm not even going to talk about that pun.
Okay.
Well, it's 1st and 10. They're on their own 22-yard line. Tierney.
See if they might start a running.
Well, looks like they're going to throw again. If he gets it off, no, he's going down. A sack by number 65, J.C. Farb. And it looked like he had plenty of time, but his offensive line just started to sink in.
Yeah, also Matt Sepsi was in there for the tackle, and I think he took just a little bit too much time. The receivers were covered well downfield, and there was nothing much he could do about that. The pocket just caved in on him.
Well, at least he was smart enough not to just throw it up for grabs, because you have to know when to eat the ball, and Tierney, at least having enough experience, knew what to do there. Now it's 2nd and a long 20 on their own 15. Sonic boom behind us. Rolling out is Tierney. Goes back over to the other side of the field, incomplete.
Well, that was to number 32, Jeff Danielson. And he had some room in front of him. Just couldn't hold on to the football.
He did have the room. In fact, he could have maybe gotten back to that, pick up a first down because...
And there you see Jeff Tierney, the 6-foot, 170-pound junior quarterback from Prospect High School. Got another year for him. And I'm sure all this experience that he's gaining this year is going to pay off dividends for Coach Joe Gliwa and the Prospect Knights next year.
On 3rd and 20 deep in your own territory, would you run the ball, Terry, or try to throw for the first and risk an interception?
Well, they haven't run the ball yet, and it's a definite passing situation. Maybe they'll cross them up with a draw of some kind.
That's what I was possibly looking for. He tries to set up a flare pattern, but it's blocked by number 89.
Everett again on there.
Everett on it. Blocked the ball.
Well, Schaumburg is definitely all pumped up for this football game. And I don't know. I don't agree with the call there. They're deep in their own territory. I would have tried to at least get maybe a 5 or 7 yard gain and give your punter a little room to punt the ball.
Right, because now they're in no room for any mistakes. Coming into punt now for Prospect, number 10, Rich Murphy. It's 4th down and 22 on their own 15. He's got the wind with him. It's a high snap. And he just shanks it off the side of his foot. Number 11 for Schaumburg picks it up and gets a few yards on the return.
Steve Bossler, who picked that football up, got it on the run, got about an extra 7, maybe 10 yards on the return on that punt, but that was just a poor punt off the side of the foot of the punter of Prospect.
Well, Tom Sarazani's potent offense again, starting out with good field position against Prospect's defense, and it's 1st and 10 on the Prospect 32-yard line. It's already 12-0, 4:59 left in the first quarter.
You've got to be concerned here that this could turn into a blowout here if Prospect their defense doesn't stiffen up.
McNeil is back in the game. He got a little shaken up. There's a handoff. Number 20 right over the middle.
Tepti again.
Ever since they put Tepti in, it looks like they're going with their running attack.
I'm sorry, we're mispronouncing that. It's Pat Teep.
Teep. Pat Teep.
Well, Joe Gliwa's been in the...
And it's a first down.
Joe Gliwa's been in this kind of a situation before. He's been coaching for a long time, and I know that he's going to get his troops fired up here before the end of this first half because he's been here before, like I said, and this is a real tough Schaumburg football team, and Prospect's got to start stiffening up and getting back at them.
They need to tighten up. They need a big defensive play right now. 1st and 10 on their 21-yard line. It's Teep again. He had stopped near the line of scrimmage, gang tackle, and we see a flag on the play. We may see a late hit here.
He was stopped initially by number 74, Bob Belzano, 5'11", 220-pound defensive lineman who's a senior. And it is, you called it, Rick, it is a late hit, so that's not what Coach Gliwa and Prospect was looking for right here.
I mean, they're close to getting blown out early. The last thing you want to do is start making mistakes. I mean, silly, unnecessary mistakes like piling on.
Well, they're going to move that half the distance to the goal. They're going to be at about the 10-yard line now. With 4:29 to go in the first quarter, it's already 12-0. This is getting real close to a blowout already.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Chain gang is moving everything into order. It's 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line. Well, they're just outside the 10, so there is room for a first down here if they need it. Justin, the second man through Teepee. He slips and falls, and he may have lost about a yard on that play.
Well, there shows the condition of the field. It's kind of wet, real tough footing out there. And Teep just lost his footing and lost a yard.
They may be better off than throwing again, huh?
Yeah. Well, I can't see it. I don't think it's raining anymore. I think the rain finally stopped, but it sure has gotten cold out.
Prospect defense, Brian Wathen, Tom McNeil, Tony Reeves, trying to tighten up here and stop this drive of Schaumburg. It's 3:53 left in the first quarter. It's already 12-0 Schaumburg. Second down and 11. Justin will throw. Kenny underthrows.
Number
His
12.
receiver, Mike Howlett. There you see the Schaumburg coach, Tom Cerrazzani. And they're 2-1 right now, and they've got control of this game. They can move in 3-1 and really battle for the lead in this mid-suburban South division.
Well, they've got Conant on their schedule as the last game, and that is at Conant. So this is a big game for Schaumburg because they are definite runners-up here in the MSL South.
On 3rd and 11, Justin, he had an open receiver, and he just underthrew number 11.
No, I think it was number 31, Jeff Duden, who was out there. He was open, ran another nice pattern out there in the corner, but Justin was being pressured, and he had to throw the ball off his wrong foot, and he couldn't get enough on it to get it to Duden. So we're going to see a field goal attempt now.
Well, you're going to see Kurt Farnham. I wondered about this play. They've had trouble twice with their extra points, and now they're going to try a field goal.
I wouldn't be looking for a fake here, though. I think they've already got a 12-0 lead. If they get the field goal, they'll get the 2 points that they missed on the conversions plus another one. So I think they're just trying to get as many points as they can right now.
It's a perfect snap. Farnham kicks it. It looks good, and it is. So Kurt Farnham on a 27-yard field goal, and now the score is Schaumburg 15. Prospect nothing with 3:34 left in the first quarter.
Well, every time Schaumburg has touched the ball, they've scored, so that's not a real good omen for Prospect.
No, it isn't, but that's the best way to win a game, too.
Yeah, that's true.
You never see a team lose a game, although the San Diego Chargers have found ways to lose even though they score every time they touch the ball. There you see the scoreboard. It's 15-0 right now, Schaumburg.
And that drive started at the 32-yard line, took 4 plays, and only used a minute 26 off the clock, so they're moving the football very well and doing it very quickly.
Now they will kick off. Kurt Farnham kick it off. He got 3 men deep again. It's a short kick once again, and his sliding attempt, but number 15 fumbled it, did recover it for Prospect. That's Solomon Song again. It's twice now he's fumbled his kickoffs, but has at least had the presence to fall right on him and not do anything silly once he recovered it.
The ball's got to be real tough for them to handle out there. It's wet and rainy and cold and November weather here in September, which is no fun.
Especially on Parents' Day. Okay, they've got a lot of things stacked against them, the offensive Prospect. They're down 15-0, Tierney. It's 1st and 10 on his 27. And once again, it's a play fake. I don't know if he faked anybody. Over the middle, and it's a great reception. Number 88.
Andy Berry came up with that reception, and it was a beautiful, beautiful pass by Tierney. He was covered, Berry was covered, and came up with a perfect pass. Well, that'll loosen up the Schaumburg defense a little bit now and give Prospect some confidence that they definitely need here to wind down this first quarter.
Definitely, but I wonder what happens if you get into a throwing contest against this Schaumburg team. I mean,
put a lot of pressure on your defense, that's for sure.
That's definitely, you could really get in trouble faster. Maybe they should try to establish something before they try to outgun them. Okay, in motion is the fullback, number 44, Pilch. And again, Tierney fades back. He's going to run this one now. Plenty of room. He gets the first down and then some. He's still going. And he's into Schaumburg territory inside the 40 at about the 37-yard line.
I think I saw a flag go down there, too. I don't know what that call could have been unless it was possibly a face mask or something. But that was a great job by Tierney because he was stopped back by behind the line of scrimmage by the Schaumburg defense. But they just missed some tackles. We're going to see it again. Here you see now he is stacked up back here. The pocket fades, collapses on it, but he just seems to run around the outside of it and get away from it. Now let's see if we can see the late hit or what the flag was all about.
What do we have, another pile on, or was that a face mask?
It was a personal foul against Schaumburg, so this is going to give all sorts of confidence to Prospect now. They're they're on their best drive, aided by this 15-yard personal foul penalty against Schaumburg.
And suddenly, this could be a football game after all. It's 15-0 in the first quarter, Schaumburg leading. However, Prospect is driving 1st and 10 on the Schaumburg 22-yard line. Tierney to the first back. That's Pilch. He gets stacked up at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe picked up a yard or two. Dan Neenan and Matt Sempsey.
Well, Schaumburg did a good job on the line of scrimmage there to hold Pilch to little or no gain. I think he just got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, they're going to give him about a yard on the play. We'll make it 2nd and a long, long 9 on the 21. Here's Tierney coming up to the line of scrimmage. They're losing 15-0, but they've got great field position to get back in this ball game. Tierney again to Pilch. Barrels for about 3 or 4 yards.
Well, that's, I don't know if I agree with the call of Coach Glewer or not. You see, they were moving the ball real well by passing it. Now all of a sudden they're trying to run right up the gut, and Schaumburg's sitting there waiting for him. They've got to spread out the Schaumburg defense.
And the offensive line is suddenly doing a pretty good job, though, for Prospect, Thomas and all the others. They're giving him some time, and that's what you need if you want to get back in this ball game. 3rd down and 6 on the 18-yard line of Schaumburg. In motion goes Pill. Tierney with the play fake. He's going to have to run this one. He gets the first down and then some. He might get into the end zone.
Another great run by Tierney. Again, Schaumburg has been missing tackles left and right against Tierney, and he seems to just bounce off of him and keep on running. He keeps his legs moving, got terrific balance, and he got down to the 1-yard line, I think. We're going to see it again.
I think that was Neenan that made the saving tackle for Schaumburg, number 25.
But the kid knows how to run and knows where to run, and then he just shows some terrific running ability and terrific balance, and almost gets the ball into the end zone.
Well, it's 1st and goal on the 1-yard line. If they don't score here in this drive, this could be the backbreaker for them. Touchdown.
Well, all of a sudden, Rick, we got a football game. Well, Prospect showed some great offensive abilities on that drive there. They were aided by only one 15-yard penalty on Schaumburg, but they moved the ball real well. And once they opened it up, they had a couple of lapses there when they were down at the 20-yard line where they tried to do some off-tackle run right up the gut where they were stopped by Schaumburg. But they've done a great job on this drive, 15-6.
So the score is now 15-6. So Tierney kept that one and got the 1-yard touchdown. And suddenly, Prospect finds himself back in this ball game.
They're going to go for the 2 points.
They are going for the 2 points. Hand off to Pilch. Did he get it? No, he was stopped.
No, he didn't. Boy, that was close, too. That play by Tierney, the 1-yard run. Also, that drive took 6 plays, 59 yards, and only 2:17 off the clock. So, with 49 seconds left in the first quarter, we have a 15-6 ball game. Schaumburg in front of Prospect. We're coming back. As we mentioned, 15-6. Prospect just showing some good plays, opening up a little bit, coming down and scoring a touchdown and missing on the 2-point conversion.
So McNeil will kick off now for Prospect. Deep for Schaumburg. Number 33, John Sengstock's back in the ball game. That is 33 or is that 83? It's so very difficult. There's the kickoff, and it's going to go out of bounds. They'll do it again. That was number 83. It's not Sengstock. Bill Cantrell is the deep man. See him retrieve the ball. Well, now McNeil will have to kick it from his 35-yard line. It's 15-6. A great drive by Prospect to get back in this ball game with only 49 seconds left in the first quarter.
And we have
Cantrell is the deep man.
We have another injured player down there, and I can't see. It's right in front of the Schaumburg bench.
Number 87 on the specialty teams.
Dan Same, 6 foot, 290-pound junior.
There's a close-up of the youngster. It looks like he's moving around. I don't know. At least we know he's not unconscious. They're checking his eye. Maybe he got something in it. I don't know. Earlier today in the sophomore game, Prospect defeated Schaumburg 14-0.
So that might show some things to come here with the varsity schedule next year.
You never know.
And there we see Rick up in the booth. I'm hiding behind the partition. I don't want to be seen right now.
Well, that's just because you don't want to show off that $500 blazer that you're wearing.
Yeah, I wish I had one.
And what's this? Look at, there you see the cheerleaders. They look real excited, don't they?
I think they wish it was a little warmer outside.
Probably. I don't blame those young ladies having to wear short skirts on a cold day like this.
Well, Sam is still down on the ground. They've got Sarah Zani out there looking at him along with the trainer. There you see one of our cameramen, Fred Straub. Getting some of those fine shots and taking a picture of our other cameraman, Paul Morris.
Some of the happy parents are on Parents' Day for the Schaumburg Saxons. I guess when your team is winning, I guess it doesn't matter what the weather's like.
No, not at all. And you see Jeff Tierney's numbers, 1 for 416 yards passing. He's had 1 interception against him.
But he did move that ball very well on that last drive because he was running at the right time when he couldn't get the pass off.
Definitely. And as I mentioned earlier, Coach Glee has been through this before, and he got his teams fired up, and he found something that was lacking in the Schaumburg defense and took advantage of it, and that's how they moved the football down the field.
And there's the happy crowd awaiting this kickoff. They're happy that the injured player is not too seriously injured. So now we'll have the kickoff again, this time from Prospect's own 35-yard line. Tom McNeil, also a linebacker and a fine defensive player of that. There's the kick. Oh, it's a low spiral. It's taken by an up man at 37-yard line. He downs it right there. Number 88, is that Berry?
Yes, that was Andy Berry again.
Berry.
And I think Tom McNeil just missed that one because that gives Schaumburg, again, excellent field position. They haven't had bad field position all afternoon.
Something that is, you know, a delight, a dream when you're the coach of the team that's getting a good field position, but a real nightmare if you're the team that's on defense and the coach's got to be pulling out his hair saying, when are we going to start them deep in their own zone?
And plus the way Schaumburg has moved the football, like we said before, they've scored every time they've had it. But maybe that score by Prospect will pump up this defensive squad.
Well, it's 1st and 10. The Saxons on their own 37-yard line. In motion, number 31, that's Dudan. The handoff to the left side, pickup of about 2 yards.
Stopped by number 74, Bob Belzano. And we're down. That was probably the last play of the first quarter as it's ticking down, 6 seconds left.
So he picked up about 3 or 4 on that, and looks like it's the end of the first quarter here.
And that is the end of the first quarter. But I think Prospect has shown that they got a little confidence back. They've shown Schaumburg that they definitely can play with this football team. So at the end of the first quarter with the score, Schaumburg 15, Prospect 6. We'll be right back to Schaumburg. While we were away, Schaumburg Paul Justin tried to complete a first down pass and was incomplete, so we're 2nd and 10 now.
Now Justin's in the shotgun. Actually, it's 3rd and 6, Terry, because of that play that we didn't have.
Oh, that's right.
They're going to have to still use it on the scoreboard. It's going long. It's going to be picked off. Number 42 with the pickoff, T.J. Knaus for the Prospect defense.
Well, I think Paul Justin would like to have that play back again. He just threw that up for grabs, and excellent play by T.J. Knaus. Good coverage and stepped right in front of the receiver. Picked that one off.
So often when you float the ball up there, you leave it up for grabs, and usually the worst thing happens, the defensive player picks it off.
Well, we're going to see it again, and Paul Justin, I bet you wishes he had this ball back again because he just threw this one up. He was being rushed. And now you see the pickoff by Knaus.
Back to live action, Tierney, 1st and 10 on his own 36. Rolls out, gives it to the second man through. And that may be Calzaretta as they unpile.
He was stopped by Dennis Stoika, number 51.
Danielson on the carry, picked up 4 yards. So it'll be 2nd down and 6.
You know, momentum plays such a big part in this game. And right now, I think the momentum has switched over to Prospect. They scored a touchdown, came back, and picked off Justin. Now they're moving the ball, and the offensive line seems really fired up.
Yeah, they're really winning the battle of the trenches now, Prospect is. In motion number 33. There's going to be an offsides all the way there, folks. Calzaretta missed the play snap call altogether on that one.
That'll send them back 5 yards. Calzaretta just a little bit anxious to get out there, and it looked like he was going deep.
Well, you can't sneak away when you're in the middle of the field like that with the official standing right next to you. However, I guess the team is on the move, and he just so excited he just couldn't hold back on that.
Usually when things like that happen, you kind of have a feeling that ball was going to go to him, and he wanted it.
And you see the officials getting ready to mark this one off 5 yards. So instead of being 2nd and 7, it'll now be 2nd and 13 on their own 32-yard line. Prospect down 15-6, 10:47 left in the half. See a roving defense for Schaumburg. Tierney rolls out, comes across to the other side of the field to Danielson, and you know what? They completed it and lost about 3 or 4 yards.
Again, the footing was tough there. Tierney was being rushed again. He had some pressure on him. Pass off to Danielson. He caught the ball. It's just that he slipped, and the pass was a little short. Nothing much you can do about it.
Sometimes you wonder if you know you're going down, maybe you should just knock the ball down, not try to catch it. But then again, the pressure is different when you're down there and the ball's coming to you as compared to observing it from where we are.
And your abilities just take over. Whenever you see something like that, your natural reaction is to catch the ball.
Of course. It's 3rd down and 17. They're on their own 28. They're going backwards here, Prospect. Tierney rolls out again. An open man, number 33. He slips and falls. He's tackled. That is Calzaretta, and they don't even get back to the original line of scrimmage on that, but they pick up about 9 yards, and it'll be 4th down, and the punting team will come in.
Good defensive job there by Schaumburg. After Prospect scored, came back with an interception, came back on their first play and gained about 4 yards. Schaumburg just shut them down from there.
And once again, you talk about momentum, Terry, and now it looks like it has shifted back to the Schaumburg team.
Definitely it has.
Here comes the punt from Prospect. It's kind of short, and it takes a little bit of a bounce for Prospect. They down it at about the 36-yard line of Schaumburg.
Well, I think this may be the worst field position that Schaumburg has had all afternoon, and it's real good field position.
Nothing wrong with your worst field position being on the 36-yard line.
No.
So they'll start it there. They lead 15-6. Schaumburg does 9:09 left in the first quarter. There's Paul Justin, All-State candidate at quarterback. And they lead 15-6, 1st down and 10 in the second quarter on their 36-yard line.
I'm sure we'll see Justin go to the air now. That's what got him moving the first time they had the football.
Well, just as you say that, what does he do? He gives it to his second man through, number 30. That's number 20. That's Teep again. This guy has gotten almost every handoff when they've kept the ball on the ground today.
They're definitely using Teep a lot. And he got stopped the first couple of times he had the football, but ever since then he's been picking the right holes, going through there, gaining 6-7 yards a crack.
And he actually picked up 9 on that one. Now it's 2nd down and 1 on their own 47. The clock's still running. A little under 9.5 minutes left in the half here.
Well, this is really a free play for these guys. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go deep.
You would think the free safety might be a little deeper on this play. There's Justin with a fake, and he does actually hand the ball off. This time it wasn't Teep. Hallelujah. What do you know? Somebody else touched the ball, number 36, David Floyd.
And I don't think he made the first down. That's going to be 3rd and about a half a yard.
You can assume that they'll try 2 plays here if they don't get it on this one.
Teep is 6 rushes for 23 yards so far this afternoon.
Close to 4 yards a carry. And when you got a passing attack like this, if your runners can pick up 4 yards a carry, it's almost impossible to stop you.
Definitely.
Well, it's 3rd down and about a half yard on their own 47 for Schaumburg. Justin, first man through, and he stopped right on the line of scrimmage, it looks.
I think they got the first down.
He did get it. He rolled over for the first down. The initial hit actually looked like it stopped him, but he did roll over for the first. That again looked like David Floyd, number 36. Floyd, a 6-foot, 175-pound senior. Well, it's 1st down on the 49-yard line. Their own 49, 7:18 left in the first half, 15-6 Schaumburg. In motion, number 31, Duden. And this is to Teep again. Again, going wide to the right side and almost another first down. It's pretty close to it.
Good speed there shown by Teep, getting to the outside, gained about 8 yards on that play, making 9 yards. So the last 2 times he's carried the ball, he's gained 18 yards.
2nd and 1. Boy, when you're a passing team and your runners get you 9 yards on the first, when it's 1st and 10, you love it because then you can really play around with the other team's
Definitely,
defense.
and that's what Serrazani's doing, boy. He's really established the running game on this particular drive right now, and you know he's going to open it up.
You also have to wonder now, if should Schaumburg score here, you have to wonder if that may deflate, just completely deflate the bubble of Prospect because they had some momentum going their way, and on their last drive they completely just gave it away, and you may wonder if that may have been their last shot today, the way things are going.
Well, the way things are going for Schaumburg right now with Serrazani in this running game, it's got to be confusing Prospect a little bit because they know that Justin and Serrazani throw the football a lot, and now they're gaining yardage, big yardage on them running.
And what do you do if you're defensive coordinator Joe McCarroll for Prospect? I mean, you studied everything, and you're trying to have your players do the best they can. They're measuring for a first down here. Well, we figured it would be a little bit short. Terry said it would be a foot short, and it was exactly 1 foot short.
Again, really, we've got a free play here. They didn't do it last time. They went just straight up off tackle to get the first down or try for the first down. See what they do here.
Again, they're going for the first down, and it's David Floyd. He's got it over the right side.
Well, what Serrazani's doing here is he's eating up a lot of the clock and moving the football team on the ground.
Best way to do it. Why go long unless somebody gets wide open? I mean,
right.
You're controlling the offensive line, got the line of scrimmage so far in this drive, and let the clock roll down. If you can put another score on before the half without giving them a chance, you open up a 16-point lead. 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line of the Knights for Prospect. Schaumburg with the ball. Justin again. Teep fumbles. Out of bounds, though. Schaumburg is the last team to touch it, so they will recover. They lose about a yard on the play.
Yeah, he just never had control of the ball, and what he did when he went to go get it for a fumble, he just knocked it out of bounds. I'd like to mention here again, Rick, that this game is being brought to you by Flaherty Jewelers for fine jewelry and jewelry repairs. It's Flaherty Jewelers in downtown Arlington Heights. By Ray Oldsmobile in Park Ridge, and also by the Mount Prospect State Bank.
There you see the offensive huddle. Paul Justin, the quarterback, coming out. He's got David Lloyd, and he's got Teep in the backfield. It is 2nd down and 11 on the 40-yard line. Now he's going to pass the ball. Throws it over the middle, complete to number 12, Howlett. First down, and there's another penalty flag.
And I think that's going to be another late hit. Again, nice play by Paul Justin. Howlett ran another great route, getting wide open in the Prospect defensive backfield, and they're getting a little frustrated, I think.
Well, now I really think the Schaumburg offense has the Prospect defense of Tom McNeil, Brian Wathen, Tony Reeves thinking run because they're moving the ball so well on the ground, and as soon as they're thinking run, what do? They go back to their best arsenal, the pass. And it looked pretty easy to complete that.
Yep, got him a big first down. And again, Howlett was wide open. Now, when we had the game earlier this year with Schaumburg, they picked on Everett a lot and threw the ball to the tight end Everett. But so far this game, Howlett's been doing a lot of work.
There you see the walk-off. The referee pointing out it was a personal foul. And it is now 1st down and 10 on the 15-yard line. Just about 5 minutes left into the first half here. Schaumburg leading 15-6 with the ball on the move in the 2nd quarter. Justin. This is Teep again to the right side, and he stopped for about a yard pickup, a good defensive play, number 38.
He was stopped by Andy Berry, I believe it was number 88. On the stop. Nope, I'm sorry, it was 38.
Number 38.
And that was Bob Detloff. Hope I pronounced that right. Bob Detloff with the stop. Read that play very nicely. So far, Prospect has 4 penalties for a total of 35 yards.
That can kill you, and it really is hurting them all afternoon. Every penalty is figured in the attack of Schaumburg so far today. 2nd down, there's going to be a sack.
And there's number 38 again, Bob Detloff, who's done a super job the last 2 plays.
And also putting pressure on Tommy McNeil, the linebacker.
We're going to see that again and watch Detloff where he just, well, as quick as he got off the line, it's as quick as you saw it on that replay, and he just did a great job getting Justin in the backfield.
So maybe that can spark up the Prospect defense. I mean, you're either going to get hit by a big linebacker or a defensive back. I guess Justin figured, well, this guy's smaller than me. Let him hit me. I don't want a big guy falling on me and maybe ruining the rest of my career.
Well, Justin seems to be rubbing his arm a little bit. I think he's feeling that one. So with the way he's holding his arm, I don't know if Coach Glee was catching that or not, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him run on this play.
Well, there you get a good look at the defensive huddle for Prospect. Defensive coordinator, that looks like Joe McCarroll is actually in that huddle. I've never seen this before, where the coach actually goes onto the field to make the defensive call.
Yeah, so far in the games that we've done this year, Rick, when there is a timeout, the coaches go out on the field and just stay out on the field with the kids. Well, while we've got a timeout here with the score 15-0, we'll be right back after this.
And you saw Justin, you didn't see Justin, we'll tell you what he tried. He tried a long pass toward the corner of the end zone to Howlett, and it was just overthrown. Just missed him by about a foot on that one. It'll now be 4th down and 19 on the 24-yard line of Prospect with 4:59 remaining in the half.
And again, Howlett ran a great pattern because he was wide open in the corner, and Justin just overthrew him a bit, as you said, Rick.
You wonder, is somebody missing an assignment on Howlett today? Did they not prepare for this guy being as good a receiver, or as elusive a receiver as he is?
Well, as I mentioned at the pregame, Everett was one of the big key players of the Schaumburg passing attack, and Howlett was not seen much when we saw him earlier this year.
Well, on 4th and 19, under pressure, throws it underneath to number 31, Dudan, completes it, but they're going to be way short of the first down. So on the loss of down possession, they will switch over, and Schaumburg will come out on defense. Prospect once again deep in their own zone will start on offense with 4:52 left in the half.
Well, that was just as good as a punt, really, because it gets them down deep in their own territory, and they also had a chance to break it open and score a touchdown. But now they've got Prospect deep in their own territory.
But Terry, I do wonder now. They had a big win behind them. Maybe try a 40-yard field goal on that play with the wind behind you.
Yeah, but if it's not good, then the ball is all the way back here at the 30-yard line, and that'll give Prospect extra momentum and incentive to go for it.
There's Tierney, quickly a pop over the middle. Once again, the workhorse on offense in the backfield is in that. It'll be 2nd and 6. They're on their own 18-yard line, Prospect is. Tierney barking out the signals. Drops back, takes a long pass. Now he's going to roll out and run. Tierney gets the first down and then some. He's forced out of bounds by the pursuing defense led by number 53, Immordino, the linebacker.
Boy, Tierney's done a heck of a job so far for Prospect in running the football. He's been a lot of their offense so far. He's been throwing the football well, and his running instincts are tremendous.
If you're Joe Gleeway, you got to be happy that at least Tierney is not forcing any passes. When he sees everybody covered, he heads toward the out-of-bounds marker, and he's actually getting a lot of yardage when he runs those.
Had a lot of room there. Gained about 15, 20 yards.
Well, now it's 1st and 10 on their own 37. 3:50 left in the first half. Tierney drops back, throws over the middle, complete to number 82.
Dan Reese, who caught that pass, and he was wide open, and that was a perfect shot by Tierney. And right on the numbers, good catch by Reese. Gained only about 5 yards on the play, though.
So they're still short of the first down. It'll now be...
Just like I said, gained about 9 yards on the play. I can't see anything from here anymore.
Well, it's the weather conditions today. They're very tough on us. I mean, let's face it, we were hoping for an 82 and sunny day, so of course we got what we deserved, 55 and cloudy and rain and wind. 3:16 left in the first half. It's 2nd down 1 on the 44-yard line. Tierney looking deep, overthrows his receiver, who made a gallant effort, number 33, Cal Zaretta, out of the backfield.
He was open, too, for a split second there towards the end of that pass route. It's just that Tierney overthrew him by about 5-6 yards.
Obviously, he doesn't have world-class speed.
Well, if anybody can catch up with that pass, they sign him up.
Maybe Houston McTeer. Is he still running track? I'm not sure if he even is. Well, it's 3rd down and 1 now. It's 46-yard line.
Got a timeout called by Prospect with 3:06 here left in the first half. They're going to try to talk this over. This would be a real big drive for them if they can come down, score a touchdown, convert the extra point. They're down by 2.
Actually, if they go for the 2-point conversion, we're already assuming if they can make the touchdown, they can cut it to a 1-point game. And then again, it's going to really, once again, reflect on those 2 first-quarter extra point misses by Schaumburg. You never know how valuable they are until the game starts getting close again, and then you can point your finger if we had made those.
Right.
See the Schaumburg defense talking it over now. How will they stop? There's Dan Neenan, Matt Sempsey, see Everett. All of them, there's Sempsey number 30. Neenan number 25.
Just a little comparison here between Tierney and Justin before we get started. Tierney's 4 for 8 for 27 yards. Justin is 6 for 11 for 89 yards, 1 interception. And Tierney has run the ball 4 times for a total of 58 yards. This is a big third down for Prospect. Third down and a yard to pick this up and keep the drive moving.
Well, there's 3:06 left in the first half, pardon me. 3rd and 1 on the 46. Tierney. A pitch out wide. They get the first down. He picks up an extra few yards. Number 32, Danielson on the carry.
Good second effort by Danielson to get him the first down and then get him an extra 5 yards. Big first down by Prospect. Keep this drive alive. 2:59 to go. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Big drive for Prospect. And speaking of Prospect, there you see Coach Joe Gliwa, who's been around for a while. Coached over at Hersey and came over to Prospect, took over as athletic director, and now head coach.
So it's 1st and 10 on the Schaumburg 46. Prospect, and a good drive here late in the first half. Pass out. This is Danielson again on the pitch out, am I mistaken? He's going to basically barely get back to the line of scrimmage. A good tackle by Matt Sempsey.
Schaumburg did a great job in stringing that out, preventing Prospect from gaining anything. They maybe gained a half a yard.
But at this point, you need more than a half a yard with only 2:40 left in the first half. Now, we'll call it 2nd and a long 9. We'll give them a half yard. Quickly coming out of their huddle is Prospect.
Schaumburg showing their prevent.
Tierney drops back. He's going to pass. It's going to be picked off. I don't know.
Incomplete.
It hit 3 defensive players for Schaumburg, and that could have really bursted the bubble of Prospect here in the first half. However, Prospect has to thank their lucky stars that it was dropped by all 3 players.
Well, Tierney might have shown a little bit of inexperience on that pass right there. He just threw it right into a crowd. There was nobody open, and he was lucky that was not picked off.
Well, he had 3 men covering his wide receiver, Berry, so you have to wonder about that play.
Again,
now
it's 3rd and 10 right now. Another big third down play for Prospect.
Tierney, a quick pop through the middle, number 33, Cal Zaretta. I wonder about that call. Maybe they were trying to catch Schaumburg asleep, but all they did was pick up a half yard on it.
So now it's 3rd and 9, and 2 minutes and 6 seconds left. We got to see Prospect punt. That's what they're going to do, and it's going to give Schaumburg a chance to get the ball back. And the wind, if there is any, it's a crosswind, but it would be in Schaumburg's favor.
This is a questionable call on my part. Why do you want to punt into the wind when you're in the other team's territory? There's less than 2 minutes left in the first half. You hate to see it. Oh, there it is, a bad snap. Something you didn't need when it was 4th down and you had the other team in their territory. Well, he's going to get the punt off anyway, and
partially
look
blocked.
at this. Picked up about 4 yards on that exchange.
Well, it was a great job by Rich Murphy to even get that ball off. I don't know how he did it, but he maintained any kind of poise that he could maintain with the whole Schaumburg defense coming out on his throat. And he did a good job, get it down to, they gained about 10 yards on the punt.
I don't even know if it was a full 10 yards, but it was a few yards at
Yeah.
least. Hey, when you were back where he picked the ball up, they could have lost about 35 yards on that exchange, so any pickup is a gift for them on that play. Paul, Justin, they're not finished. They're leading 15-6 Schaumburg. You can bet they're going to go for more with 1:20 left in the first half. A quick out to Howlett, misses him completely. He had his back turned.
That was one of the passes that I really would not expect to see Justin throw. He was completely off on that one, and he was lucky that wasn't picked off by number 42, T.J. Canals, because he was right there.
Canals could have gone all the way down the sideline for a touchdown there, and boy, something Schaumburg doesn't need is to give up some points nearing the end of the first half when they've got the ball on offense. So now we got 2nd down and 10, Schaumburg on the 42-yard line, shotgun formation. Justin. Over the middle. There's Howlett wide open again for the first down and then some. Over the 49 inside the 40-yard line of Prospect.
once Prospect finally caught up with Howlett, there was 2 defenders on him, and they almost knocked him together, kept him on his feet, and he almost went for a touchdown.
Well, that was a good defensive play.
And we're going to see.
It was Tommy T.J. Knaus.
There you see the replay is. You see Howlett wide open.
And we come back to live action. Justin throwing to Everett as tight end, but he was underthrown on that first down play. So now it'll be 2nd down and 10, 39-yard line of Prospect with 1 minute left in the first half.
Well, they're at the part of the field right now where they can throw the football. And I would not be surprised to see Justin try to go for the sidelines, get a quick 10, 20 yards here in the next minute and 2 seconds and try a field goal.
Well, they've got a couple of timeouts left. They did use one early in the game, so they have 2 left in this first half. Once again, they're in the shotgun formation. Justin looking for a receiver. There's Howlett wide open. It could be. It's a great catch for a touchdown, Howlett.
Excellent catch by Howlett. Just like I said, they'll probably go for 10, 20 yards down the sidelines, go for field goal, and what do? They go for it all, and they get it. Great, great. Boy, Howlett is playing one of his finest games, I'm sure, in his high school career. And that was just a perfectly thrown pass by Justin. We're going to see it again. You see he led Howlett, and Howlett did a great job running back underneath the ball, diving to make the catch. And 6 points for Schaumburg. Here it is.
He just blew by the defensive backs. The backfield was nowhere near him when the ball got there, and I'll tell you, that was such a perfect pass. I think either you or I could have caught it if we were that wide open.
Great concentration shown by Howlett on that play to guide it into his hands as he was diving for it.
Something tells me Joe McCarroll at halftime is going to get his defensive team to make sure to follow number 12 in the second half because he's been open all day.
59 yards in 4 plays, 24 seconds off the clock. There is showing a good 2-minute offense.
This offense of Schaumburg reminds me of the Brigham Young University college offense where they throw the ball to score points, and they look on a high school level as good as any college team on a passing level.
Well, that's what we were talking about before the game started. Sarah Zeinek coming over from Palatine was known as a passing coach, and you're seeing it done and demonstrated today.
And I guess they also took advantage of the wind behind him so he can throw the ball 35, 40 yards on that one with the aid of the wind. Well, now they'll try the extra point. Let's see if they make one. They've 0 for 2 already going on the conversion. And they're going to either run or pass for the 2 points with a 21-6 lead here close to halftime. Justin, Duden, they got it.
They got it. Well, the way
Duden hauls it in, they pick up the 2 points and make up for the first 2 conversions that they didn't capitalize on. 23-6 lead. We're getting near the half, Terry.
Well, with the way Justin is throwing the ball now, he only had a couple of bad passes in that drive, and everything else was right on the money. I don't see why they don't try to go for the 2-point conversion every time because he's throwing the ball real well.
And it seems that somebody's always open on when they go into a passing situation. There you see the elated cheerleader pom-pom girls. There's Mike Howlett, the junior, who caught that touchdown pass. A beautiful catch on a perfect throw from Paul Justin. He's 5'10", 165 pounds.
And he's quick. Boy, he knows how to get into the open field, too. He knows how to pick the zones where the Prospect defenders are not at and stay there and complete the pass routes for some good receptions today.
Let's see if Farnham keeps this ball low on the ground to prevent a return and quickly put Prospect back in the game. Here's the kickoff. Nope. Number 28 on the return.
Steve Reynolds.
Steve Reynolds. And he gets it back out of about the 26-yard line. We see another flag, didn't we?
Yep, and I think that was by number 29 on Schaumburg, who came in late. That's Mike Flavin. And that's what it is. That's personal foul against Schaumburg.
Now that's something you definitely don't want if you're Schaumburg. You don't want to give any field position to Prospect with 49 seconds left in the first half. After you do such a wonderful thing and march on the field and score, you want to try to prevent them, and don't do anything silly. Give them the penalty, 15 more yards.
That's what they did. They're up at the 40-yard line now, and with 49 seconds to go, I don't know. If I was Coach Galiwa right now, try to just at least go for it and pump your kids up a little bit.
However, they are throwing into the wind here, and a little floater, and you could really find yourself down if it gets picked off. Well, let's see what they do here. With 42 seconds, the clock is running left in the half, 23-6 Schaumburg. It's 1st and 10 on the 41-yard line. Tierney, play action fake. He's got some time. Now he goes clear pass out to Pilch, and he's going a long way with this one. Pilch picks up about 20 yards on that into Schaumburg territory with 27 seconds left in the first half. A timeout is called by Prospect. So Tierney held his composure, found Pilch open. They pick up close to 20 yards on that, and now they're in scoring range again.
This would be a very big play by Prospect. They can get down there and score any kind of points. There you see Ken Pilch of Prospect, 5'10", 175-pound running back, senior. But like I was saying, if they can come down and score some points or any kind of points, that'll give them a big lift going into halftime.
They could be back in the game, at least emotionally, even if they'll still be down by at least 10 points, maybe 14 if they only kick the field goal. But it's good to go into the half knowing that you just came up with a score before the half ended. It's very important to get the momentum once again on your side. And that's what Prospect will do. You see them in the huddle. Tierney calling the play, gets it on the sideline. There's the offensive lineman, Learman. He's played a good game today.
A lot of these kids are having a tough time in the trenches, both offensively and defensively. They're both getting off the line, hitting each other hard.
Okay, Tierney calling out the play. Looks like an audible on the line of scrimmage. 27 seconds left in the first half. They're marching. To nobody's surprise, he's going to throw the ball. And he throws it to nobody, except for 3 defenders for Schaumburg.
Well, again, you can see what the wind did to that ball. When he let go of it, it just kind of like went down, nosedive down, and took a quail dive down into the ground. So that was directly affected by the wind.
Would you try a draw play on this, being 2nd and 10, 45-yard line, 21 seconds left, and I think everyone's expecting a pass.
Yeah, well, he had a lot of time in the backfield there when the last play, so a draw play might work pretty well here.
Well, Tierney again, nothing fancy, drops back over the middle, and he hits number 82. Sempsey on the stop for Schaumburg.
That was Dan Reese who made that reception. Again, a timeout is called. 12 seconds left. They're at the 30-yard line.
And they pick up another first down. You know, Reese is another player, at least for Prospect today, who seems to be open whenever they want to throw the ball to him.
He's got some good hands, too, and Tierney's doing a good job getting him the ball. Well, this first half has taken an eternity, but with 12 seconds to go, this is a big, big play here for Prospect. They can get the ball anywhere down in field goal range or possibly in the end zone. That's going to change the whole complexion of this first half.
So there you see them in the huddle right now. They got to figure out what to do with 12 seconds left in the half. They're down 23-6. They're on the march. They picked up about 40 yards on this drive. They'd love to get it closer, hopefully a touchdown, but they'd even settle for a field goal, I'm sure, if they had to. That's better than nothing.
Definitely with 49 seconds to go, and they're at their own 40. See Coach Glewa in the huddle right now trying to pump his team up. And he's a fiery kind of coach. He likes to get involved, likes to get his kids pumped up.
Well, he better get off the field before the snap or they'll get penalized for too many men on the field. He's still on the field, and they're about to snap the ball. He is on the field. In motion, number 33, Calzaretta. Tierney rolling to his right. Intercepted. He went for Calzaretta, and instead number 52 picks it off.
Scott Jones.
Scott Jones, a linebacker for Schaumburg, and that squelches any ideas of any points picked up before the half ends for Prospect.
And here you're going to see the pickoff again by Scott Jones, and again, Tierney, if he could have this ball back, I think he'd take it. That might be his inexperience showing through again, but there was 3 defenders for Schaumburg over there, and then Scott Jones came up with the interception.
However, that was still a great interception because he had a leap for that one, and it wasn't something that he threw right to him. The pass was actually going to the receiver. However, a fantastic interception to leap in front of there by Jones. And there you see now the team's going off the field, the band coming on. It's halftime. Schaumburg leading 23-6 over Prospect. Here on CableNet Sports, see the bands marching onto the field.
Schaumburg High School, where the score is Schaumburg 23 and Prospect 6. We're going to sit back right now and take a look at the Schaumburg High School marching band out on the field. The score again at halftime, Schaumburg 23 and Prospect 6. We're getting a good shot of the Schaumburg cheerleaders out on the field. Again, the score is Schaumburg 23, Prospect 6, and really in the first half here, it was all Schaumburg in the first quarter, Rick.
Well, yeah, they scored quickly. I think the first two possessions that they had, they opened up a quick 12-0 lead, and at that point, with the potent offense that they have, we're kind of scared that they may just blow it wide open so big that there'd be no reason to have a second half.
Definitely, and right now, the Prospect really did have an opportunity there towards the end of the first half to capitalize and score a touchdown and get right back into this. Now, they're not that far out. If they can come back here and score a touchdown, hold Schaumburg, and score a touchdown, they're right back in this ball game, but it's up to the offense, and the pressure is definitely on the defense to keep Schaumburg out of the end zone. As a matter of fact, Schaumburg hasn't even attempted a punt yet this football game.
Probably the best way to win. Never have to punt the ball. That means you're usually scoring, although maybe a few interceptions. But I guarantee if you don't punt the ball during a football game, for my money, you're going to win it.
That's right, and then that's exactly what Schaumburg has done so far this afternoon. Well, I tell you what, the rain has held off for us so far this first half, and we'll see if we can talk to somebody upstairs and keep the second half dry as well.
Much appreciated, I'm sure, for both teams if it stays that way, and we'll enjoy it too better that way, and everybody here, I'm sure, this sellout crowd today on Parents' Day.
I'd like to mention that this game is again being brought to you by Flaherty Jewelers in downtown Arlington Heights. For fine jewelry and jewelry repair, it's Flaherty Jewelers in Arlington Heights. By the Mount Prospect State Bank, and also by Ray Oldsmobile in Park Ridge. Again, Rick, our statisticians up here in the booth, Bob Kaplan and Sue Berman, do an excellent job keeping us with all those numbers, and that's a real difficult job.
Well, there you see the Schaumburg sections busting through that Parents' Day sign, and they're pumped up, keeping all the parents happy. They lead 23-6. Back to the statisticians. They've done such a great job for us today, just making our job so much easier. And so many times people don't realize how important they are. Everybody thinks maybe we memorize these numbers, but it's not that way, folks.
No way. I've got so many little pieces of paper here all over the place. I don't know what to do with them all. But I can't read them because they've already happened.
Well, maybe we can get them recycled and, save a few trees before the day's over. Well, there you see the happy Schaumburg bunch.
Okay, before we start the second half here and see if Prospect can try to get back into this football game, we're going to take a break. We'll be coming right back here on CableNet. Weather is outside here. It's so cold that they've got to go out there and warm up here.
Actually, I think it maybe looks a little colder, gloomy and gray. I guarantee these guys are happy that it's not in the 40s, and they'll take upper 50s, low 60s. But it feels cold after an 82-degree day yesterday.
You know that Schaumburg is pumped up and that they're probably not even concerned with the weather at all with the way the first half went for them. But there is another whole 24 minutes of football to be played here, and anything can happen, as you well know.
Well, we'll see who establishes things first in the second half here. We're getting ready for the kickoff. There you see the officials gathered in midfield. There's a few of the cheerleaders for the so far half to Schaumburg. And we've got some statistics here. Terry, you want to pass those along?
Sure do. In the first half so far, first down, Schaumburg has 12 while Prospect has 8. In total passing, Justin is 8 of 15 for 143 yards and 1 interception. On the other side of the coin, Jeff Tierney is 6 for 12 for 56 yards. He's had 2 of his passes intercepted. He was also sacked once for 12 yards, as Justin was sacked once for 9 yards. In total rushing for Schaumburg, 18 attempts for 77 yards. And for Prospect, this is a good statistic for Prospect. They're 11 for 78 yards, so they've outrushed Schaumburg here in the first half. Penalties, that's been a big one for Prospect. They've had 4 for 35 yards, and there you see the stats on your screen. They've had 4 for 35 yards. Schaumburg has had 2 key personal penalties against them for 30 yards. And in the turnovers, you see that Prospect has turned it over 3 times and Schaumburg twice. So we're ready to go with the second half, Rick, and I'll turn it over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Terry Lockman. Tom McNeil will get ready to kick off for the Prospect Knights. They're trailing 23-6 in this Mid-Suburban League South important meeting. Big second half kickoff. There you see
key. This is a key for the Prospect Knights to hold down Schaumburg on this first possession, as we have number 33, John Sangstock, back deep for Schaumburg to receive this.
I believe that's 83, Terry. I think it's Bill Cantrell who'll be deep. It's so
I'm
hard to
sorry,
see
you're
on the
right.
angle.
Yeah, it's the angle that we're up here in the press box, plus this wall is in my way too, I think.
There's the kickoff. It's a long line drive. Cantrell touches it. I believe it's going to roll to the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. I guess he didn't touch it. So Schaumburg will come out 1st and 10 on their own 20 to start the second half. They lead 23-6, and I think you can look for a running game to be established now because they have a 17-point cushion, and you may as well keep the clock running.
Well, they've established that pretty much in the first half. As I said, they have 77 yards in total rushing to Prospect 78, but they established it, and that's what opened up the passing attack for Schaumburg.
Okay, they've got one man in the backfield along with quarterback Paul Justin, and he hands it to Teep. Again, gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Looks like Tom McNeil, number 53, on the tackle. He'll lose maybe a yard. Well, they call it 2nd and 10. We'll make it 2nd and almost 11 on the 19.5-yard line for Schaumburg.
Boy, this is a big defensive set for Prospect, as we've mentioned already a couple of times. They can hold them, get the ball back, go in and score. We've got a whole new ball game.
Once again, a single man in the backfield. Well, now they're switching around. They got two men back there, David Lloyd and Teep. Justin. Looking over the middle. There he is, Howlett, open once again, but he dropped the ball.
We've also got a flag on the play, and it's in the general area of holding. Again, Howlett was open, but the pass was a little bit on his backside, and he couldn't quite hold on to it. But there was a flag, as I mentioned, and I believe it is going to be a holding call against Schaumburg as they're stepping back deeper into their own territory.
Well, that's what it looks like, especially when that flag gets thrown near that offensive line. On a pass play, you can usually expect holding, and it will be holding. You know, I wonder, do you think defensive coordinator Joe McCarroll at halftime said somebody better cover Howlett? I don't care. I mean, I would stick someone on him like a shadow, regardless about worrying. You've got to cover him because he's been open all day.
Yeah, they've got to control that guy. As you see, Paul Justin, the senior quarterback, who's done an outstanding job so far this year for Schaumburg. But to get back to the point that you made, Rick, Howlett, he was really a one-man show in the first half with he and Justin teaming up for a lot of yards. And if I was Joe McCarroll, I would definitely have somebody hawking Howlett.
Well, Howlett may be taking advantage of this wet field. He knows where he's going a little bit more than the defender does, and there's a quick handoff over the middle. It looks like Teep again. This guy runs the ball almost every time they go on the ground. Picks up a few yards. Now it's going to be a long third down and about 16 to go.
Again, Prospect has shown good character here in this first set of downs for Schaumburg offensively. They've held them. They've got a big third down and about, and it says on the scoreboard 20. I don't think it's that many, but this is a big third down play for Prospect to hold them down and try to get back in this ball game, get the ball back.
Looks like it's 3rd and 18. Justin drops back all day. There he is, Howlett over the middle. He won't get the first down, though, as he picks up about 15 yards. A great defensive tackle once he got into the open field.
Howlett came up limping on that play. He, again, is running his routes. And you made a good point, Rick, that he knows where he's going, and the turf is a little wet there. And the defenders have got to be aware of that and be cautious of that because they could get burned long, and they don't want that to happen.
That's true. That already happened once in the first half. Howlett got wide open long, and I guess that's still on the mind of some of those secondary players for the Prospect team. Well, there's going to be a punt now. Ball's on the 26-yard line, 4th down and 4 to go. 10 minutes left in the third quarter. Here's a big rush, almost blocked. He gets off a low-line drive, and it takes a Schaumburg bounce down to about the 35-yard line. So they picked up a lot of yards on that punt, about 40 yards on the punt, thanks to a 12-yard roll.
Well, Dan Neenan was also hit on that play, but I think he was a Schaumburg player blocked the Prospect Knight into Neenan, and he was looking for the flag on a roughing the kicker call, and he didn't get it.
Well,
but he did a good job in getting that ball off on the tremendous rush by Prospect.
If you get blocked into him, you're not going to get a roughing the kicker call on that. Okay,
Right.
Let's see what they've done at halftime to try to move this ball. Jeff Tierney coming out at quarterback for the Prospect Knights. They're on their own 36-yard line. A quick out. Number 82, Reese, Well, that's not Reese. Number 80, yes, it is Reese. Should always stick with your first decision.
Well, that's a good play to open it up now. That's always an indicator of how you might go long. If you do that a couple of times, fake that, do the old pump fake with the quarterback on that same out pass like that, and then go long with them. And but that's a good way to open it up, get a quick 7 yards, and you start moving the football again.
And now Prospect. They're down 23-6, but they're not out of it yet. Tierney with plenty of time. Over the middle. Almost intercepted. No, he trapped the ball.
Guess who that was?
No.
Mr. Howlett, who's been on the receiving end of a lot of those Schaumburg passes by Justin, almost picked one of Jeff Tierney's off.
Think this guy likes to catch the ball or what?
He's definitely got a nose for the football. There's no doubt about that.
I wonder if Tierney wishes he could sign him up when they've got the ball, because he's thrown it to him a couple of times. I guess he figures he's a good receiver and let him catch it.
Why not?
All right, it's 3rd down and 4.
Big play for Prospect here. They got to get this first down and keep the drive moving.
In a stacked eye. Tierney. Oh, a quarterback keeper. And I don't believe he got the first down, but it'll be close.
Now there's a decision here for Coach Galiwa of Prospect, because they're only about a half a yard away. They're calling it 1, but it's more like a half a yard, and they've got to make things happen. This is a decision time here for Galiwa, and I think he's going to go for it. He is.
He's going to have to, because it makes no sense now to give the ball back with only 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and you're down by 17 points. You've got to score. And it's 4th and 1. Now's the best time to go for it. You're near midfield. Hands off.
Pelch.
Pilch. And he's got the first down.
Good call. Nice offensive line movement by Prospect to get the first down, but they blew right off the ball there and pushed Schaumburg back a couple yards, and that's all they needed for the first down.
And that's the best way to do it. Don't fool around with sweeps or anything fancy. You just need less than a yard. Just send your fullback through there. Let him barrel in. Just fall forward and get that, as long as the offensive line can move the defense.
And that's what they did. Kept the drive going. This is a crucial drive for Prospect.
Well, they got the ball first down on their own 47. 1st and 10. 7:52 left in the 3rd quarter. Tierney. A wobbly pass, but it's close to a first down. Calzaretta out of the backfield.
Well, this is a different-looking Prospect team coming out here now in the second half. They're moving the ball well. They're fired up. And Coach Galiwa got them going here in the second half. And as I mentioned here in the first half, towards the end of the first half, he's a fiery personality, and he gets his kids moving. He's been around a long time. He knows how to do that.
Well, you know, I'm impressed that they're not trying to get it all back quickly. They're just trying to get a few yards. I think the center jumped on that, but I didn't see a flag. It's a quick pop.
Again to Pilch, and I think he got the first down. It's going to be awful close. No, I agree with you, Rick. They're coming out. They're taking their time. They know that if they get one score here, they're going to be back in the ball game, and there's still a lot of time left, and that's what they're doing.
Right, and they also know there's no such thing as a 17-point play. So
That's right.
why go for it? You got to take
right.
a little bit at a time. Well, they're going to measure the ball. It's an official's timeout with 7:06 left in the 3rd quarter. Here you see the chain gang coming out. Do they have the first down? That is the question of the moment. Whoops.
1 inch. 1 inch. Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see a quarterback sneak right here, get the first down, and not even worry about it. Why even bother handing the ball off?
Right, you don't
risk
want
a fumble.
Take a chance exactly of a missed handoff or something sloppy taking place. It's 3rd down and 1 inch to go on the 44-yard line of Schaumburg. Prospect coming out. They've had a good drive so far in this half. Tierney keeps it. He's got the first down.
No problem. That's a real safe play. They got to do something like that when you got only 1 inch to go. So that keeps the drive going, stops the clock momentarily for them to move the chains, and then I'll start back up again with 5:49, left in the 3rd quarter. We're done with the first half, Terry. I don't say first anymore.
I think there's a bull burned out on that time. I think it is 6:47 because we were just at the 7-minute mark. Excuse me.
I should have gone with my first assumption too.
It's 1st and 10 on the Schaumburg 43-yard line. Prospect with a good drive so far on this second half kickoff. Tierney drops back. Intercepted. It was a close play, but it was intercepted by by the Saxons, number 40.
Mike
Pajak came in and he actually took the ball away from the receiver on that one.
Boy, Prospect was looking so good on that drive too. Boy, that's just got to be a heartbreaker, and that's going to crush him. We're going to see it again as Pajak just stepped right in front of the Prospect receiver. The ball really was not thrown that bad, Rick.
So that's what you call a good interception. I mean, Tierney didn't force anything. It's just when a defender comes in and dives and intercepts the ball, it's not the quarterback's fault. It's just an outstanding play by the defense.
And it's perfect timing by Pajak too. Timed his leap at the ball at the right moment.
Just a little over 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Justin keeps it. He's still on his feet, gets about a yard.
No, that was not Justin. That was Howlett who had the ball there. I don't know where Justin is, if he's hurt or what the deal is, but he is not in the lineup right now. That was Howlett.
You're right.
Who's done everything so far today. Might as well put him in a quarterback now, I guess, is Sarazani's thinking. I hope Justin is not hurt.
Well, you get so used to a certain man at quarterback that you don't even, when he's having such a great game, you don't assume they're going to take him out early in the third quarter. And now they're using Howlett at quarterback. I don't think he can throw the ball to himself, so Prospect ought to be delighted that he's got to handle the ball on the snap. Howlett. They pick up about a yard.
Great read by McNeil on that play right there.
Well, he's the defensive player to look for when Prospect's out on the field with their defensive team. And he hasn't failed as yet. It'll be 3rd down and 7 on the 42-yard line of Schaumburg.
Well, the reason why we see Howlett in there, I just heard from our statistician Bob Kaplan, is that Justin's right knee is ailing him right now. We heard it somehow, so we're going to see Howlett in there, the junior.
And so far, we've seen nothing fancy, which you would, of course, expect not to see anything fancy. Howlett rolling out. Well, he's going to have to run it now. And he's tackled. I think he lost the ball out of bounds on the far side. But he didn't get the first down, and it's 4th down, and this will give Prospect a chance to get the ball back.
And that tackle was made by number 38 of the Prospect defense, again, Bob Dethloff, who's been all over the field today. Well, I hope that is not a serious injury for Paul Justin, because that would be very, very crucial to the Schaumburg Saxon hopes of catching Conant and taking over this Mid-Suburban League South crown.
Well, they need that very badly. There's a bad snap on the punt, but it's a good recovery, and we're going to see, I believe, roughing the kicker.
No, not on a muff snap like that. That's really it's a muff snap, so the kicker is free meat.
Well, he was good and lucky to get that ball off. Picked up about 25 yards on the exchange of the punt. Once again, Prospect with the ball. They're on their 30, and they've got a chance again to get back into this ball game. Maybe take advantage of Justin being on the sideline for Schaumburg.
For the people at home who might have been wondering about that snap, if the ball hits the ground, the quarterback is just like a running back with the football, and anybody can hit him.
Tierney looking long, going to go for all of it, and it's going to be overthrown, almost intercepted by the ever-present Mike Howlett.
No, that's the first time we've seen Mike Howlett drop a pass, though. It looked like it was thrown right at him. Good defense by Schaumburg. They were in the prevent. They were watching for something like that.
Now I guess Prospect is losing its patience, and then again they're also losing time. There's 3:44 left in the third quarter here. They're down by 17 points. They're deep in their own zone. I still believe it wouldn't hurt to establish a drive and get the score, maybe go into the fourth quarter down by less than 2 scores.
Well, also they might be thinking on Gliwa's side is that they took a lot of time in that opening drive, and now they're rushing a little bit, and they don't really have to.
Well, it's 2nd and 10. Play action fake. Tierney over the middle to his tight end. Number 88, is that Berry? Yes, it is. A good catch, and he's close to the first down at about the 40-yard line.
Good play by Prospect, opening up over the middle. Nice route run there by Berry to get himself open. And he's 6'4". He's got a lot of height on him, 180-pound tight end, and he's a big target out there for Tierney to aim to, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back again before this ball game's over with.
Well, Howlett just came out of the game on defense. Dudan in there to replace him. At least you know he can't intercept the ball now. 3rd down and a yard to go on the 39-yard line for Prospect. Another play action fake. Tierney crossfield to his tight end Berry. Almost intercepted. A good defensive play by number 25, Dan Neenan.
Good play by Dan Neenan, and again he timed his leap perfect on that play because the ball was up there and he did not interfere at all with Andy Berry. And I see down on the Schaumburg sidelines that Paul Justin is up walking around. He's limping a little bit, but it looks like he might be coming back. He's right in front of us. He's seeing if he can step back, but his knee is bothering him a little bit.
Well, I wonder if they'll force him to go in, though, because we're almost in the fourth quarter and they have a 17-point lead. Well, it's 4th down and 1. Prospect must go for it on their 39-yard line. See if Tierney keeps it.
Now, if we got an illegal procedure, they're going to have to punt the ball now.
Everybody was moving. Well, now they're going to have to punt the ball. There's the illegal procedure call on Prospect. And that's the last thing they needed now on 4th and 1. It'll now be 4th and 6 with just 3:01 left in the third quarter. Schaumburg leading 23-6. The ball is on the 35-yard line of Prospect.
And we got Rich Murphy coming in to punt for Prospect. He's got, again, that crosswind, which is pretty much in his favor right now. So he's going to try to get off a good punt.
Howlett and Dudan are back deep. That's not Dudan, that's Howlett.
And Bossler is back.
Bossler. It's a nice punt. He had the wind with him. Fair catch signaled for by Bossler. He gets it on the 35-yard line. So, Schaumburg, and we do see Paul Justin, the All-State candidate at quarterback, coming back in after that little injury he suffered early in this quarter.
Well, I'm kind of surprised to see that, too. I don't know, they've got a 17-point lead, and the Schaumburg Saxons have such a good shot at taking this MSL South Crown. You don't want to risk injury.
Just 2:55 left in the third quarter. There you see 23-6. Justin limping up to the center. Take the snap. And they're not fooling around. Teep with the keeper. He hands it to him. He gets about 2 yards.
Well, they're going to try to run as much time off this clock as they can. Before we see the next play here by Schaumburg, again, I'd like to mention this game is being brought to you in part by the Mount Prospect State Bank, by Ray Oldsmobile in Park Ridge, and by Flaherty Jewelers in Arlington Heights.
Well, it's 2nd down and 8. Third quarter ball on the 37-yard line for the Saxons. The clock is running at 2:25. They have a 17-point lead, and I think they'll only throw when they have to. Well, that's how much I know. Justin on a quick out to Dudan. He picks up about 3 yards before he's met.
Well, that was a safe play right there for Schaumburg. They're not, they don't really have to go out there and try and score any more points. They just want to control the ball now and get the clock down as fast as they can.
And it was a good defensive play by Pat Whitman to hit the guy right when he caught the ball. He hit Dudan instantly, so there was no extra yards picked up on that one.
Teep right now has 12 rushes for 34 yards.
Those have all been very important rushes. He hasn't fumbled the ball yet. The average may be down a little bit. However, he's doing what they need. Just pick up a couple of yards. Don't lose the ball. Keep the clock running.
Definitely. That's what they're looking for him to do.
And 3rd and 5, Justin. Over the middle. There he is. Howlett bobbles it, catches it, and he could go all the way. He's down to the 30. He's being run down by the defense. He may go all the way here down to the 10. He's gone.
Well, you know what? That bobble right there is what got him into the end zone. That he bobbled it, and that stopped the Prospect defender to go back for the football. And he showed good concentration and kept hold of the ball, but he just turned upfield. 6 points, Schaumburg. And we're going to see it again, and watch how the Prospect, it just stopped the Prospect defender when the ball bounces off the shoulder pad, and just great concentration shown here by Howlett.
And the pass was beautiful. It was a bullet. That was such a perfect pass. Once again, I think any of us could have gone out there and caught it.
Well, to say one thing, his knee might be hurting, but his arm is in perfect order.
So close to a 50-yard touchdown pass from Justin to Howlett.
That kind of takes care of Prospect, I would believe, right now.
Well, they're down by 23. Here's the attempt for the extra point. Furman. It is good, and now it's a 30-6 game. Schaumburg on Parents' Day, not disappointing anybody.
A minute 27 to go in the third quarter. It's looking real dark for Prospect right now. But that was just a fantastic pass by Paul Justin. And Howlett, what more can you say about him today? He has just done it all. He's done a great job on defense, and offensively he's just been outstanding. With the score, 30-6. And not 3:01, but 1:27 left here in the third quarter. We'll be coming right back here on CableNet. In the fact that they had 2 people deep just to prevent, and in case that did happen where he broke it open, that they have 2 guys back there to stop from him going into the end zone.
Well, you got to give Doyle credit, though. He bursted that one. Now they've got 1st and 10 on the 37 of Schaumburg. Hey, a quick score, and then we may have a game again. Here's Tierney. He's rolling out, and he's being rushed. He eludes one player. He's still going on his feet. He's going to get the first down, pick up maybe a few extra. He's still going before he's forced out of bounds by number 89 on the Schaumburg defense.
Mike Everett again, who knocked him out of bounds. And I tell you what, just to talk a little bit about Jeff Tierney. He's only a junior, and he'll be back again next year, but he shows some excellent running ability.
Oh, I like this guy. He's kept his poise. His team's been down. He hasn't forced anything. Even the 2 interceptions were real good defensive plays. They weren't poor passes. They were good passes. They were just picked off on a great defensive effort twice by Schaumburg. Well, they're at 1st and 10 on the Schaumburg 24. 48 seconds left in the third quarter. Tierney on the pitch out to Danielson. He loses about 2 or 3 yards as he slips down.
And he was tackled there by number 64, the first time we've heard from Dave Gerke all day. Good job reading the play there. Just to give you some numbers here, Rick, Justin is 11 for 18 on a 70-yard touch, or about a 50-yard touchdown pass to Howlett for 218 yards. Tierney is 9 for 18 for 74 yards. He has 3 interceptions.
Boy, that Justin has got pro stats for today's game, I'll tell you that.
And Tierney, speaking of pro stats, he's run the ball 7 times for 76 yards. That's a lot of the Prospect offense.
And a running play, Pilch picks up about 1 or 2 yards. Give him 3 on that one. Well, the third quarter is now over.
Well, so far it just looks like it's all Schaumburg. Prospect, you know, they've played a good game. Really, they played a good game, but.
Leaders of Schaumburg, they've had everything to cheer about all day today. Their team giving them what they want, a victory, and staying in their race in the Mid-Suburban League South with Conant and Forest View.
Okay, as we look at the Schaumburg cheerleaders, who are real happy right now, at the end of the third quarter, it's Schaumburg 30 and Prospect 6. Will be coming right back.
At Ray Oldsmobile.
22-yard line on a 3rd and 8 play. They're down 30-6. I don't understand how.
Well, we just had, when we were away at a break, we just had a holding penalty on Prospect, so that's going to move them back even more. No, I'm sorry,
they're going to decline it.
Schaumburg declined it, so it's.
They'd rather make them punt or at least go for it on 4th down. Why give them 2 more chances?
And I just made a mess. Okay. Well, last night we had bats up in the booth, and tonight we've got spilt coffee. What can we say?
Well, we'll give the maid something to do later on to clean this up. There are the 2 teams on the field. There you get a look at us. We're doing the maid work for her, so she does not have to do any of the work. Give her an easy day off. It is Saturday. Why should she work this afternoon? There's the jubilant crowd, and there you see Coach Joe Gliwa with his Prospect offense, seeing what they're going to do the rest of this game to try to get back into it, if indeed they can. They're down by 24 points with just 11:55 left in the ball game.
Well, it's tough for a team like Prospect to come over here to Schaumburg. It's Schaumburg's opener, Parents' Day at Schaumburg, and Prospect is coming off a great year. They've got a little bit of inexperience there now. As I said before, it's a rebuilding year for Coach Gliwa. And to have all those things going against you coming in here, it's kind of obvious to score right now. But Prospect, like I said before, they've done a really good job. They've played a good football team. It's just that Schaumburg has made the big plays and has capitalized on a lot of things.
How true it is. You see the happy cheerleaders for Schaumburg. And, you know, I'm really impressed with Tierney at quarterback, though, being only a junior. He'll be back next year, and he's got the composure and the poise of a senior.
Definitely. He's learned a lot from Russ Menswar from last year on Prospect's team.
Here we go, 4th and 10 on the 24-yard line of Schaumburg. Tierney fakes once, fakes again. He's got plenty of time going over the middle. That'll be intercepted. He threw that one right to Howlett.
Nope, that was incomplete.
Incomplete.
Howlett.
I don't understand.
Well, I think Howlett did the right thing there.
He did
a
right
good job. It was 4th down, and he caught it, and he just let it go, and it went incomplete. Because they got better field position where the ball was on 4th down.
Actually, it was a very smart play by Howlett. As much as your instincts tell you to hold on to it when it's thrown right to you, you may as well.
Well, the kind of game that guy's had, he's got everything going for him today.
He hasn't done anything wrong all afternoon. 11:48 left in this game, and you can bet your bottom dollar that Schaumburg is going to keep the ball on the ground and keep this clock running with a 30-6 lead here in the 4th quarter. Just as we say it, here goes Teep for a pickup of about a yard to the left side.
And they still have Paul Justin in there at quarterback. And there you see, as we say it, you see him. There's Paul Justin, who's done a real good job. Passed for over 200 yards today. Big numbers, big day for Paul Justin and the Schaumburg Saxons.
I question why he's still in there, however, after he suffered a minor injury earlier in the game.
Well, I think if that last play is any indication, he just handed the ball off and just got the heck out of there. And that's probably what he's going to be doing from now on out.
So you would still think then you may as well put in the second stringer.
Yeah.
because why even risk any possibility? It's a slippery field. You don't want him to go out and twist something. Well, there's a quick pop again. Looks like number 36, David Floyd, and it is. He picks up about 2 or 3 yards. The important thing is the clock is running under 11 minutes now left in the ballgame.
Well, the first half took an eternity, and the ball's been kept on the ground here in the second half, and this second half is just flying by.
When you talk about 2 completely different games, this is just what we're talking about. This is 2 completely different games. 10:37 left, the clock running. 3rd down and 7. Schaumburg on their own 28-yard line. Duden is split wide to the right, and there's a draw play to number 36, David Lloyd, and I don't think he'll get the first down, but he did pick up about 3 more yards.
Now that'll keep the clock running, and out comes the punting unit for Schaumburg. And I do believe this is Schaumburg's first punt attempt all afternoon, isn't it?
I believe you are right. We will finally see their punter. It is their second punt, but we did mean the first punt of this quarter.
That's what I meant.
That's exactly
right. That's what I meant.
So we'll see him for the first time in the 4th quarter with 9:57 left in this ball game, and it's 30-6 Schaumburg. And he gets off a beauty. This thing is high and deep, and a fair catch called for at the 35-yard line by Johnny Doyle.
However, there was a flag on the play, and there will be a roughing the kicker penalty against Prospect. There was no doubt about that. The official just made the signal, and it's Schaumburg's ball, first down.
Well, they'll go back on offense. And that's exactly what Prospect doesn't need if they want to get back in the game. Now it's almost putting the nails in the coffin because 9:43 left in the game. You're down by 24 points. You give Schaumburg a fresh 4 downs, and they're going to run that clock down.
Well, the lid's secure right now. They're just waiting for the nails, that's all.
See them marching off that roughing the kicker penalty.
Prospect High School had a chance to be at the Bear game, saw Prospect's outstanding band going to the Rose Bowl, one of 22 bands from the nation going to the Rose Bowl in January.
And Justin brings them out of the huddle, and you can bet your bottom dollar it's going to be on the ground.
I would get him out of there already, but I'm not the coach. Up, Justin. Second man through. Number 36, David Floyd. He lost a couple of yards, but the important thing right now for Schaumburg is the clock is running down to 9.5 minutes left in the ballgame.
And he was put down hard by number 55, Brian Watman of Prospect.
One of the better linebackers in this mid-suburban league.
Again, I can't say enough how Prospect has done a very good job today. They played a hard, tough football game against a tough football team. Just the breaks went Schaumburg's way, and you have to admit that Schaumburg made their own breaks too.
Oh, they did, but the score is, I think Prospects played a better game than the score indicates. McNeil on the tackle. Getting up from under that pile of players, none other than, is that Mr. Teep again?
Yes, it is, and he's limping this time.
Well, now you got 2 of their starters a little injured in that offensive backfield, with the quarterback Justin and the running back Teep. But all important, it's third and 12 on the 46, 8:37 remaining in this ballgame.
Well, I think what the Schaumburg just called, and it's an official timeout. I think Teep is hurt more than he indicated when he got out of the pile there. But I think what's on Serrazani's mind right now is that, well, we're going to get back to that. I've got a point to make about this in just a moment. We'll be right back.
But all important, they lead by 24 points, 30-6, with 7:52 remaining in the ballgame.
Okay, the point that I wanted to make about Schaumburg and Serrazani is that they are in definitely the thick of the, I don't know what that is.
I don't even want to guess.
It's a pair of socks. Anyway, they are definitely in the thick of the Mid-Suburban League South race. And if he puts in the reserves right now, you know, anything can happen. A couple of turnovers and Prospects right back in the ballgame. I think he's going to put the reserves in maybe with a little less than 5 minutes to go to secure the win. And they were just called for delay of game, so that'll push him back 5 more yards.
On 4th and 9. I could swear they ran 4th down unless... Excuse me if I made a wrong call there, folks. Schaumburg does have the ball still on 4th down and 14 now after the delay of game penalty. They just wanted the clock to run. They don't care right now about the yardage. And we'll see the punting team again. Perfect snap this time, and he gets off a boomer. high and deep. A fair catch called for number 11, John Doyle.
Okay, again, I'd like to mention that this game is being brought to you by Flaherty Jewelers in Arlington Heights. For fine jewelry and jewelry repairs, it's Flaherty Jewelers in downtown Arlington Heights. By the Mount Prospect State Bank in downtown Mount Prospect, and also by Ray Oldsmobile in Park Ridge.
Well, I guess you can expect to see a lot of passes thrown out by Prospect. It would surprise me if they run the ball at all. They need 24 points. There's no such thing as a 24-point play, but...
Yeah, that's true. There was also a penalty here, and it looks like it's against Schaumburg. Maybe another personal foul against Schaumburg.
Let's wait for the call here.
That's what it was. Another personal foul against Schaumburg. So they've had 3 of those today, plus a delay of game for 50 yards and penalties. And Prospect comes out and after a quick huddle.
Okay, there's Tierney taking his team up to the huddle. First and 10 on their own 41. Quick out, incomplete. Attempted number 82, Reese, the tight end.
And that pass was almost picked off by number 30, Matt Sepsi. He got his hands on it, and deflected a little bit. And if he would have picked that one off, it would have quickly been 36-6. Because he had nothing but end zone staring him in the face.
And he had the wind behind him to help push him in there.
Probably the way this game's going, he probably would have flown in there.
7:17 left in the ball game. 30-6, Schaumburg on top on Parents' Day. Oh, they are running the ball. Tierney gives it to number 32, Danielson. Gets back right to about the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up a yard. That play made no sense. The clock is going to keep running when you do that. Although maybe they've already decided they can't win this game, so try a few plays, getting ready for next game, and, try to work on some of your offensive schemes for the next week.
Again, that's what we said earlier in the outset of the game, that this is a rebuilding year for Prospect, and that's exactly what Cleveland might be doing right now.
6:40 left in the ball game. 3rd and 10 on their own 41. In motion goes Pilch. Tierney dropping back. He's being rushed, gets the pass off, and there's nobody in the area, at least nobody that I saw, except an offensive lineman.
And he can't touch the ball, so... Prospect, I don't know if they're going to... It is 4th down. I don't know if they're going to punt or go for it, but it doesn't... At this point, it's academic.
So 4th and 10 on their 41-yard line. We hope you've enjoyed the game so far. There's a few minutes left in it. I'm Rick Radd, along with Terry Lockman, bringing you this Mid-Suburban League South action from Schaumburg this afternoon.
And we do have Murphy back in there to punt for Prospect.
And they take a delay of game penalty. They'll go 5 yards deeper. Can't hurt them any more than they've been hurt all day anyway.
Well, it's been that kind of a day so far for Prospect. As I mentioned earlier, some of the coaches that I talked to were having a feeling that Prospect could pull an upset, and it would have been a major upset had they beaten Schaumburg today. But that was not to happen. Schaumburg and their home opener and Parents' Day, everything was overwhelmingly in Schaumburg's favor, and they came out and really put it to Prospect.
Yet Prospect still played a good game.
Yes, they did.
They didn't play a bad game. There's the punt by Murphy. And it takes a roll for Prospect out of bounds at about the 38-yard line inside the 40 of Schaumburg.
And Schaumburg didn't even have a deep man back there, so they were not going to risk any kind of a turnover at all.
Well, with just 6:23 left in the game and a 30-6 score, I think we're going to see the backup quarterback come in now for Schaumburg, number 15. John Hendrickson, 5'9", 160-pound junior.
Well, it looks like he is the quarterback for the Schaumburg Air Sarazani attack next year. And we'll see how Hendrickson handles himself this year.
Here's will give him some game time. And already we've got a penalty flag before the play starts.
Well, if he was nervous, he's going to be even more nervous now.
Looks like somebody may have lined up over the ball. Lined up offside for Schaumburg.
Good call, Rick. That's what happened.
So now he'll have 1st and 15 from his own 38. More importantly, though, they're just going to see if he can keep the ball going. I'm sure I don't look for anything to be thrown in the air today, the rest of this game.
I see that, if you recall, I said that Nick Panzik was hurt and he's out. And the person who took his place was Pat Teep, who's played a good ball game today, and he is now sitting on the sidelines too. So Coach Sarazani does not want to risk any more injuries to Pat Teep or to Justin.
And you can't blame him. 1st and 10 on the 33 of Schaumburg. Quick handoff, number 32. That's Paul Jakubczak into the game. Picks up about 3. It'll make it 2nd down and 12.
This is a good chance for the Schaumburg reserves to come in and get a little action. Now, they work just as hard as the starters do all during the week to practice for ball games, and it's nice to get in there and get some playing time.
And you never know when you're going to need to go to one of those players with injuries taking
Right,
place.
you never know when or how somebody's going to go down.
2nd down 13 on their 37. 5:48 and the clock is running left in the ball game. And a quick pop to number 32, Paul Jakubczak again. Picks up about a yard. More importantly, though, the clock is still running.
And we're down to a 3rd down and 12 situation. Coach Sarazani is talking to one of his players on the sideline, who is number 85, Charlie Siebert, 5'10", 165-pound senior. And I bet you they're going to do a off-tackle play up the middle, and then we'll see the punter come out.
Well, there we go again.
We'll see a delay of game.
But I don't think they're worried about the penalty. They just want the clock to tick, pick up those 25 seconds whenever they can get it.
5:04 left in the ball game. And it's going slowly, but they're doing the job and getting the clock down.
Next week, Schaumburg will be at Hoffman Estates.
Now, that'll be a big game next week for Schaumburg at Hoffman Estates. These two schools are close to each other, and it's always a big game when those two schools get together. And Hoffman Estates is coming off 2 tough losses. One to Conant 2 weeks ago, where they outplayed them and lost 21-7, and last night's game in overtime to Forest View 6-3.
Well, it's 3rd and 17 on the 33-yard line. And once again, no surprise, a handoff to Jakubczak, and he picks up some yardage. He's still going. He's got the 1st down, and he's tackled out of bounds over the midfield arc at about the 46-yard line of Prospect.
Tackled by Andy Barra, 5'11", 170-pound defensive end, who's also a junior. We're going to see that again. Jakubczak showed some good running ability as he got to the outside, got the 1st down and more for Schaumburg. And that gives Schaumburg a new set of downs, and let the clock keep on running.
A fumble, we'll see who has it. Hendrickson falls on his fumble. Next week for Prospect, they're coming back home. They'll be hosting Rolling Meadows, a team that was shut out last week 30-0 by this tough Schaumburg team. It'll give Prospect a chance to maybe get back in the win column.
Again, to get back to that game next week, it's with Schaumburg as they go to Hoffman Estates. That's going to be a big, big ball game to determine how well Schaumburg can do in this MSL South title chase.
Well, there's just a little over 4 minutes left in the game. 2nd and 11. Handoff, nothing fancy, straight ahead.
Bob Belzano went on a stop.
Belzano stopping Jakubczak. And 3:54 remaining clock running. It'll be 3rd down and about 9. I'm sure Schaumburg would love nothing more than to just keep the ball the rest of the game, let that clock run.
Well, they got
fancy.
they got to get 9 yards in this play in order to do that.
Second man through, number 34, just into the ball game, going wide, and he's still on his feet, but now he's hit after about a pickup of about 3 yards. Number 34, Rex Eigenbohr, I think. Eigenbohr.
If we mispronounce your name, Rex, we're sorry.
4th down, and they're going to, I guess they're just going to keep the ball. No reason to punt it here. Keep the clock running. They're already in Prospect territory. Under 3 minutes left in the game, 30-6. Schaumburg about to win their 3rd game of the year against only 1 defeat. Eigenborg again, still on his feet over the 40, inside the 40, but he won't get the 1st down, and Prospect will get the ball back on a change of possessions. Loss of downs.
2:43 left in the ball game. Prospect will probably just try some plays, try to do some things, and gain some experience in varsity competition.
Well, the clock is running again, just 2:40 left in the game. Looks like we have a new quarterback coming in.
Looks like Murphy's coming in and doing the quarterbacking now for Prospect. Coach Gleewood giving some of his reserves some playing time.
And there's a good reason. I mean, Jeff Tierney did his best he can do today. He looked good most of the game, but there's no time left to do anything more, so get the reserves in, get some time. Murphy with plenty of time, going over the middle, number 88, and it was a great defensive play by number 22.
Pokel came in to make that stop. And, you know, the thing that surprises me with this Schaumburg defensive backfield that they have is they know when to time and when to hit the receiver with the ball that's coming towards them, because that's happened 3 or 4 times where the timing has been perfect, and they hit the receiver when the ball hit the receiver and caused a incompletion.
So perfect. You know, that's almost something you can't coach. That's just great instinct and great athletic ability to hold off to the last split second. 2:21 left in the game. Murphy got a lot of room. Now he throws over the middle, and it's incomplete as the receiver falls down. Number 34 for Prospect. That is
Doug
Hooks. A junior, 5'9", 140.
Well, that's a great football name, Doug Hooks.
So it'll be 3rd and 10. The ball is on the Prospect 40. 4th quarter, 30-6. Schaumburg on top. They're about to go 3-1, and Prospect's about to drop to 1-3. Murphy fakes the handoff, but nobody's buying it. He's getting rushed, and he dumps it off for a screen pass to number 44, who's still on his feet, and that is Ken Pilch, who's had a very good game this afternoon.
And he's close to a first down, and I wouldn't be surprised. You know, Prospect, what the heck, they have nothing to lose. Just go for it. Try to keep control of the football. Give some of the reserves some more playing time offensively.
Sure, and just try to get a couple of more plays in before the afternoon's over to get ready for next week. Clock is running, less than 1:40 left in this game. 30-6 Schaumburg. They're looking every bit as good as we were told they would look, and we knew they would. They scored 30 points for the 2nd week in a row. The quarterback keeps the ball, Murphy.
And he's close to a first down. I haven't seen any indication by a referee yet. There it is, first down.
So he gets the first down. Clock running with 1:28 left now.
Again, I'd like to give my thanks to Gary Scholes, the athletic director here at Schaumburg. They've always been very nice to us, and we always love coming out here to Schaumburg and doing these football games. Schaumburg High School has always been great to cable, and we appreciate it.
On 1st and 10, almost an interception by number 53, Imbordino. Sam Imbordino has played a very good game on defense today, a linebacker for Schaumburg.
And he's 6'1", 175 pounds, and he's a junior, so we'll see him again next year.
Very quick player, very quick. Well, now it'll be 2nd and 10. It's all academic, actually. It's just 1:12 left in the game, and you're down by 24 points, but get a few more plays off. Every little bit of game practice helps these reserve players. Murphy with plenty of time. Got a lot of field to run with, but he doesn't want to run. He's being rushed, dumps the ball off, almost intercepted again. Number 40, that was Pajak, knocking the ball down, and it'll now be 3rd down and 10 with 1:02 left in the game. Well, they're the signs for the Schaumburg team, and they didn't let anybody down.
Not at all. It's been a great Schaumburg win. The only thing that was missing today for Schaumburg was the sun and the warm weather. Everything else is going perfectly for them.
You score 60 points in 2 games in high school, and you have got some offense, my friends. They're going to have to be reckoned with the rest of the year. 3rd and 10 on the 48-yard line. Murphy incomplete. He went to Danielson on that one.
Well, tough for a quarterback like Murphy, who's been punting all game, but to come in there and try to start throwing the passes, it's going to be difficult for him. He's cold, his arm's stiff, and you could tell by a couple of the passes that he's thrown already that they're not as sharp as I'm sure they would be if he had been in there the whole game.
And everybody knows he's throwing the ball, so there's, you know, he's actually under different game situations than he would have been had he started the ball game from scratch. It's 4th and 10. The ball still on the 48-yard line of Schaumburg. 58 seconds left in this game. 30-6 Schaumburg. This could be the last play of the game for Prospect. Everybody's rushing. Murphy is going to run the ball. And he gets the first down. Picks up a few extra yards before he's tackled out of bounds on the 33-yard line.
No, I think he stayed in bounds, Rick. But the clock still stops here in high school, at the high school level, to move the markers for a first down. But as soon as they get the chain set up, they're not going to start the clock because Prospect just called a timeout. So I went through all that for nothing.
Remind me to go see my optometrist Monday because every time I thought he was going out of bounds, I must have something wrong with my eyesight today. Or it's the weather.
The weather, and I think at the position that we have the press box in at here, you can't really tell how far the sideline is on the other side of the field. You're at a difficult angle.
And plus with the wetness, it's rubbed off a lot of the sideline paint, and it's hard to see if he's actually in bounds or out of bounds.
So with 48 seconds to go, Schaumburg moves their record to 3-1. They've won 3 in a row. They lost their opening game to Elgin, and they actually outplayed Elgin. Turnovers, I think, played a key in that game. So they've got a very good football team, and it's going to be tested next week at Hoffman Estate.
This is a good football team, not only on offense, but that defense looks very tough too. Okay, 1st and 10 on the 34 of Schaumburg. Murphy on a handoff to Danielson. Picks up about 2 or 3. Clock is running with 37 seconds left. Well, 30 seconds left. This will probably be the last play of the ball game.
I think so, unless they throw an incomplete pass or run out of bounds. This could wrap it up.
They're on the 30 of Schaumburg. Would be nice for them to get a score in there to end this ball game. He's looking for it. Once again to Danielson. It's complete.
And he stayed in bounds, so they're going to have to hurry up. Oh, that was the first down, so that'll stop the clock.
Yes, it will. It just barely made the first down.
They've got to call their play quick in the huddle and come out because once they get the chains moved, the clock starts. Boy, it's been a long afternoon.
Sure has, but I'm sure Prospect would just love to be able to get a score here. And it won't hurt Schaumburg even if they let one up, and it'll just help the enthusiasm for next week for Prospect. Murphy running all over the place. Intercepted. Number 42 for Schaumburg.
And that'll do it.
Let's give credit to where credit is due on that interception. Steve Van Ness on the interception.
And that was a great interception, a one-handed interception.